Welcome everybody to another official episode of Byte-Sized Balance. It's your boy Tavis here. If you're following us on social media, make sure you follow Byte-Sized Balance on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Today we got a special surprise for you. I got one of my guys here, young network engineer. His name is Josh. He also goes by Josh Tech on social media. Some of y'all may be following him. I know we probably have a lot of the same audience. So this is Josh. So how about you go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, man?
What's going on, guys? My name is Josh Tech. I'm 23. I'm a network engineer. I am in the government side of tech. So things we may talk about may be different according to everybody else's experience.
Nice. So yeah, man, like I said, Josh here, he dropped a lot of funny content, a lot of relatable content dealing with the tech space. One of my favorite ones is the one you got about the salary negotiations. I love that one. And I'm sure a lot of people have seen that go viral on TikTok and Instagram and places like that. So, first off, I just want to ask you, man, why networking? Why did you choose networking to go into? I know the tech space is real big, but do you see a lot of young cats, they seem to pick cybersecurity and cloud type technologies. So how about jump into that a little bit?
So, like I said, when I was in the military before, I did a lot of network administration, SATCOM technician type deal.
Yeah.
And at first, I wanted to be an ethical hacker. I wanted to be a penetration tester. I was like, yes, sir, I'm going to learn Python. I'm going to learn how to script. I'm going to be a script kiddie. I'm going to get my OSCP. But then I realized I have absolutely no skills when it comes to being an ethical hacker. And I feel like that's one of the biggest canon events for people who want to get into tech, especially cybersecurity. They're always looking to be like, oh, I want to be a cybersecurity analyst. I want to be an ethical hacker. I couldn't do it. So I took a moment to look and review myself. I was like, where do a lot of my skills lie? Networking.
Yeah.
Networking was where I was at. And I was like, it's really undersaturated. I wouldn't say it's necessarily easy to get into, but it's easy. It gets easier and challenging the more you get into it. So I was like, you know what? Why not just build the skills that I already have and harden those skills so then I can call myself a network engineer when I get out?
For sure. And like I tell a lot of my followers, network engineering is actually the backbone of all of IT. Mm-hmm. Like even with AI evolving and all of the new technologies coming out, what do you think AI runs on? It has to have a network to get you out that information. All the information that we see, every computer type of system that's known to man, it all goes back to the network. So that's why I always feel like networking is a good field to go into. I actually said on a past podcast that I was on that I felt like CCNA was actually the best entry-level certification right now because it gives you practical hands-on skills as well as giving you the borderline network knowledge that you need for any tech role. So do you think the CCNA has helped you out in your career?
Most definitely. And I will say Cisco considers the CCNA entry level, but that exam is definitely not entry level.
Yeah.
Like I studied off and on for my CCNA for 7 months after I failed it the first time.
Yeah.
And I'd say that the Network Plus is probably the best entry-level networking certification you can get.
Okay.
Because it only applies theory.
Yeah.
With CCNA, you have the CLI. You have to learn a little bit about Ansible. You have to learn a little bit about, Python, sometimes a little bit.
Yeah.
And dude, it's rough for somebody who's just now getting into it because they don't know what they're getting into. It's a very broad spectrum of things that they're trying to focus on because you cover security, you cover wireless, you cover a lot of things in the CCNA. Once you get past that, though, like with the CCNP, all that kind of gets separated because you got CCNP security, you have CCNP routing and switch, you have CCNP wireless. There's so many different things. And I forgot to mention, they have cloud in the CCNA. So the CCNA is so like broad when it comes to those topics that you're covering, I do not feel like it is entry level because there's so many different things in the CCNA that you have to study.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. And I do agree with him. On that because like he said, Network Plus is more like he was saying, just theory. But he's right. When you dip into that CCNA study, man, it's intense. I actually took it, like I told you, and I failed it my first try, and I never dove back into it. But it teaches you how to troubleshoot Cisco switches and a lot of practical knowledge, not just theoretical knowledge. So I definitely feel like that was a good take. So tell the people, man, when it comes to a network engineer, your day-to-day work, so what does that consist of? What are the type of things that you do day-to-day on the job that people who are interested in this field need to know before they jump into it?
So for me, actually, let me start over. So when it comes to being a network engineer, for me specifically, I work in a NOC environment, and there's different types of environments you can be in. Mm-hmm. You can be at a data center, you can be in a NOC, or you could work enterprise. Mm-hmm. So when you work enterprise, you're doing a lot more configuring, you're doing a lot more implementation, more migration. But when it comes to being in a NOC, you're the reactionary force. Mm-hmm. People will tell you like, oh, you're always going to probably start off in a NOC as either a network administrator or a NOC technician. But for me, being in the NOC, we're the reactionary force where if something happens in the middle of me, studying something, I have to put that stuff to the side and just work and troubleshoot what's going on, because things are already implemented, things are already there, configuration's already done. So right now, all we have to do is where is this going on? What's wrong with it, and how do we fix it? And if we can't fix it, we escalate. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to day to day, like I said, a lot of it is very reactionary, and we just wait for something to fail. And once that stuff fails, once a site goes down, we troubleshoot from there.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. And I've experienced that in my IT career as well. The network has a lot of issues. Like, it seems like in my experience, a lot of the alerts that came through in our environment were network related. And a lot of the time, the network team has the most people on it in big pharma, like I have experience with, and having those personnel in place to react, because if the network ain't working, nothing's going to work. If your network ain't running, your identity and access isn't going to work, your servers aren't going to work, your VMware clusters aren't going to work. So it's needed, and it's a priority in any organization to make sure that networking stays in line. That's why people like Josh come in, and they have the skills to troubleshoot those issues so they can get everybody back up and running. So, yeah, man, definitely, I agree with you on that, bro. So, like I said, one of my favorite videos that you made was dealing with salary negotiations. So how many views on that video now? I think you up to like what on it?
So on TikTok, it didn't do as well, but I think it's at like maybe 200,000 views.
Wow.
But on Instagram, it reached, I think, a million, and a lot of people were like, yo, bro, this video just blew up. And I was like, I wasn't expecting to, because it's floating head content. Yeah. My voice is sped up, and I'm just spewing out like information that I feel like everybody in the tech field should know. Yeah. Always negotiate if you have the chance. Yeah. But the weird thing was, people on Instagram were like, great, I just got $12 extra at McDonald's. And I was like, I don't know what to say. Yeah. Because like, this ain't really meant for you. Yeah. So the audience that I was targeting, it kind of leaked into, oh, no. Yeah. I'm like, people were like, oh, this is how you get passed up. This is how you don't get a job. I'm like, if they already offer you something, ask for a little bit more. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with asking for a little bit more. The worst they can say is, we can't go up to that, but we're still willing to give you this. Right. Because if they were willing to give you an offer, they may be willing to go up. You never know. And people in the comments were like, don't take this guy's advice. You'll get passed over, this, that, and the third. Yeah. And I think the funniest comments were like, thanks. I just got $1 million an hour. Thank you. I appreciate that. And I was just like, hey, if it gets you what you want, it is what it is. Yeah. But like that video definitely blew up more than I thought it would.
Yeah. That's surprisingly, that's a lot of, it's a skill that a lot of people don't have. And I actually copied that video script for script. Like I actually wrote down everything you said in my notes app. And I said, next time I get a salary offer, I'm going to try this exact script. Because it was pretty much, even though it was a funny type of video, it really gave like the lingo that you were using in the video was actually professional lingo if they was actually paying attention to what you was actually saying. Mm-hmm. So you were telling them people how to communicate that you want more money without it sounding rude or without it sounding unprofessional. And if people just take that with a grain of salt, like you said, most of the time, well, pretty much every time, if they offer you, that means they want you. So they're not going to rescind the offer if you negotiate professionally for more money. So it's you don't want to leave any money on the table when you get an offer for a job. So just having that skill in the toolkit when you're faced with that situation can pay off in the long run. And that's why I think that video blew up. And that's your most popular video right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, so y'all make sure y'all take notes on that video. I think I'm going to link it down in the description so y'all can get access to it and really take a look at what he said. Like I said, it has a funny take on it, but at the same time, if you pay attention to what he's saying, that stuff actually works and it can get you more money, okay? So I see you got a lot of certifications, man. I see you was flexing the certifications and all of that. I'm a cert guy as well. You know, I always feel like, you know, furthering your knowledge, especially earlier on in your career, it can always, you know, make you look better on job applications and when people look at your resume. So just tell me, what would you say your, I guess I would say top 3 certifications right now in networking or in IT, in the IT field in general? I know you're a Sec Plus advocate. I saw that. That was actually my first cert. And, you know, just talk to the people, man, about certifications and why they're important and exactly, you know, the process is with getting those.
So for me, my top 3, because I have 5 right now, I'm working on 6 and then going on 7. My top 3 would be my Sec Plus, of course, my CCNA, and then my CWNA. My CWNA, that's the Certified Wireless Network Administrator. Mm-hmm. So it's not a industry like recognized, like it's not very popular. Not many people know about it, but it's definitely there. It's vendor neutral, and I say that it's my top 3 because it has given me skills that a lot of people definitely don't have. Like when it comes to wireless technology, a lot of people don't know. People are like, oh, there's something on the ceiling. Yeah. That's an access point. I know what that is, and I know how it works. Yeah. Just because you connect to that access point does not mean you're connecting to the internet. Yeah. And people walk past stuff that helps them in their day-to-day lives. And I made a video about it where I told them, like, this is an access point. This is what it does, and this is where it goes. And people were like, I've seen these all my life, and I didn't know what they were. I was like, yeah. Mm-hmm. If you go into an airport, you'll probably see, like, at least 10 to 20, depending on which direction you're going. Yeah. Because I did a little test one time where I was at an airport going from San Antonio to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. I seen an AP, and I was like, you know what? There's another AP over there. Let me see how many access points there are per, like, you know, every few steps. Mm-hmm. And like they did one AP per like 5 to 6 meters. And I was like, okay, that's decent coverage. And I did that because, you know, I learned that knowledge of wireless technology and how signal spreads itself so people can access the internet by accessing that infrastructure that the access point is attached to. And when it comes to certifications, I feel like a lot of people always ask the same question. And I told myself, I'm never going to charge people to ask me questions. Yeah. But it's getting to the point where I'm like,
you might need to.
I might need to, because y'all are asking me the same questions, but you won't go through my videos.
Yeah.
Because people will ask, what certification should I get first? Sec Plus?
Yes.
Sec Plus, always. Unless you're like super brand new, maybe go for Net Plus.
Yeah.
Maybe go for Net Plus. But that's only, and I mean only, if you don't plan on going into, networking. If you want to go into networking, skip Net Plus, go straight for CCNA. Yeah. But the first certification I would recommend to anybody to have, like as a start, is Sec Plus, because it's the baseline. It's like the high school diploma of tech.
I agree.
And going about getting those, research, because if you can research, you'll be fine.
Yeah. And like he said, man, Sec Plus, if you're in IT, you pretty much need a Sec Plus. Like he said, that's like the high school diploma of IT. It was my first certification. I actually caught some slack on some forums and stuff where people were telling me, oh, you should have took A plus and Net Plus first. I was like, man, the Sec Plus, it weighs higher than both of those certifications, and it's listed a lot on job descriptions. You want to try to get those certifications that's actually being listed on job descriptions as well. And like he said, Security Plus, that should be your baseline. So anybody trying to get into tech, I feel like, go ahead and get that course for Security Plus. Go ahead and get the book or whatever you need to do to get that Security Plus out the way. I saw you said in the video too, you can get a job just with a Security Plus alone. Yeah, you still got to speak to some tech experience, but at the same time, that Sec Plus is like the gold standard badge when you first getting in, don't you think?
Yeah, it can be hard to get a job with it, but it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
Because my buddy, he like, I'll be honest with you, he doesn't have his CCNA yet, but he just got a networking role with Sec Plus, and he has A plus. And the fact that he was able to speak on just like networking concepts from the CCNA, it helped him land that job.
Yeah.
So if you take Sec Plus and you run with it, build on it, maybe make a seam, build projects, build knowledge from it, because when you get that certification, learning does not stop. It does not stop. So when you get your CCNA, build from it. Like I got my CCNA and I was like, you know what? Instead of using Packet Tracer, I'm gonna use like maybe $500, maybe $600, I don't know, to get some equipment, some wires, some cables, a new laptop, another new laptop for my home lab. Because if you build off that information, that knowledge that you have from the CCNA, it'll be easy. It'll be easy because you can speak on it in an interview. It helps with an interview. I promise you. If you dedicate maybe like 2 hours to labbing a day until you pass, and then you apply that knowledge from those labs into a bigger system or a bigger architecture than what you have, it's over from there. It's straight cookie.
Nice. And yeah, man, a lot of people don't realize how important labbing is. And actually being able to speak to the I guess book knowledge that you have learned for particular topics. So how important is labbing, do you think? And I feel like that's something a lot of people need to implement into their daily workflow to, try to land these jobs, especially now with it getting more competitive.
So I'd say labbing is definitely important, especially in networking. Because one thing I've noticed since being in my NOC role is a lot of the topics that you go over for the CCNA, you end up tying them together with other topics. So like we have router on a stick. How does that tie into something, like IPsec or STP, something like that? Are you going to configure an access port here? Switch port security, something like that, device hardening, wireless. What are you going to do? Yeah. A lot of the topics that you learn eventually tie together. So you need to know how to configure that stuff and make sure it works. Because say you want to give this port on this switch an access to this port only.
Yeah.
And then you want to trunk it. Cool. But say we don't want this subnet over here to access this place over here.
Yeah.
This subnet over here can't access that place. That subnet over here can't access this place. And then you can say, oh, okay, cool. But what if we want to make a tunnel to get past that access?
Yeah. Yeah, man. And that should be enough information for y'all right now to know that labbing needs to be a part of y'all workflow. This is coming from a 23-year-old, 23, right? 23-year-old network engineer, man. Young cat doing it in the game. So y'all take that with a grain of salt, and those who will listen. Those who won't. The next topic I want to bring up with, man, is artificial intelligence. I do a lot of content on AI. I see that it's just getting crazy today, especially with the video content, stuff looking real. I just wanted to get your take on how do you feel like the future of AI is going to affect the tech space? And also, just your personal take on AI in general.
So when I think of AI, I think about ISPs like, Verizon, AT&T, Spectrum, stuff like that. They all have networks. They all have circuits and stuff. Mm-hmm. But with AI, how are you going to manage AI for your workflows and your architecture? Yeah. How are you going to use it and implement it? Because I don't think AI is going to get up and unplug a router because the interface is flapping. Yeah. I don't think AI is going to, log into a router through SSH and say, hey, I got to configure this interface, got to fix it because it's error disabled, or I got to update the MTU because of fragmentation, stuff like that. I don't think AI is going to be doing something like that, especially with the physical portion, because when it comes to troubleshooting, we always use the OSI model, the Open System Interconnect model. And
physical you always data link, network transfer, application presentation.
Yes. You start from that, and you go up. I don't think AI is going to get up and start physical layer. No, it's not going to do that unless you are going to get a robot that can just.
Definitely not physical layer. It won't
definitely
be able to
do
do that. Yeah.
And even with data link, I don't think it would do too much because it's too much of a liability. Because cool, you can learn a lot from AI, but I think giving AI the workload of understanding BGP, understanding like routing protocols as a whole, I feel like that would be way too much, and it requires a team. Because I have yet to come across anybody who has been fully replaced, like in the networking space, fully replaced by AI. Because you can replace, a software engineer because it's just code. It's code that you upload to a database. Cool. That's not how it works for routers, for switches, because they're physical devices. And even with the cloud, how are you going to do all that without networking?
Right.
If you don't have AI, it is what it is. Yeah. But if you don't have the network, everything's going under.
Right.
A recent example, AWS.
Yeah.
One simple DNS error completely destroyed the entire internet.
Yeah.
It was one DNS error.
Yeah.
And that is so common.
Yeah.
All because a simple DNS error couldn't be resolved.
Yeah.
And I don't think AI would be able to deal with that, because if you don't have the internet, if you don't have a network, you don't have anything.
And that's why I say networking is probably the most recession-proof field in tech.
Yes.
Just because, like you said, and AI needs the network to even do what it does.
Yes.
So, like I was saying earlier, what do you think that stuff is running off of? It's running in the back end and data centers and connected to routers and switches and all of that. So network engineers are going to remain in command, throughout the future. And, that's why I feel like you've picked a good path to go down, man. So salute to you on that, bro. So next topic I wanted to touch on, bro, was I know you was telling me a lot of people, I know you in GovTech. Does your job actually require a secret clearance? Yeah. And so let's talk to the people a little bit, man, about, the process of getting the clearance, what you was telling me, I know you was talking about the reserves and things like that, because a lot of people want one, but a lot of people that say it's so difficult to get one, and talking to somebody who actually has one, you know, I really wanted to get that information out to the people, man, and, you know, get your recommendations on exactly going down that path.
So I will be honest and say I think going to try to pursue a clearance has definitely gotten harder for the civilians unless you go through the military.
Mm-hmm.
Because unless you work for some AAA agency like the CIA, FBI, something like that, any federal agency, it has definitely gotten harder for just regular civilians to get a clearance.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's all due to the fact that we're all on social media.
Yeah.
Like, we're all on social media. And if you have a clearance, you're a target.
Yeah.
Like, just the fact that I have a clearance, I actually received an email the other day because someone was trying to scam me from my TikTok account. It was a fake email, a phishing email saying, "Oh, your stuff is gonna get shut down if you don't figure this out." I'm like, that's not real. I looked at the email. I'm like, this is obviously fake.
Yeah.
And
trying to scare you.
Yeah. I'm like, this is obviously fake. So I emailed them back. I said, "You think I'm stupid?" I didn't press the link. I just emailed them back. I said, "You think I'm stupid?" And they doubled down and saying, your account has been locked. To unlock it, you have to do this. And it looks so real.
Wow.
And I was just like, your domain is fake.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not fake, but like, it's not.
What was the domain on it? It was something weird.
It said Casey, a bunch of numbers, and at gmail.com.
Anything at gmail.com.
And I was like, bro, come on now.
Yeah.
Come on. And I was just like, you're doing so much for no resolve.
Yeah.
And like I said, like, since I have a clearance, I've definitely become a target. And I haven't been a target for something major. Thank God. Pray to God nothing like that happens. But yeah, it's definitely gotten a little bit harder because you're more of a target with one.
Yeah.
And a lot of companies, it's expensive to give someone a clearance. I didn't realize how expensive it truly was until I got out and people were like, "Oh man, I'm trying to get a clearance. Oh, they have to spend like $100,000 just that and third."
Is that what the ticket is on it? Wow.
From what I've heard, like it's somewhere around a few $100,000. I'm like, for a clearance?
That's why the government usually the ones that give it out.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I'm thinking like, bro, I'm lucky. And the only other person that I know that wasn't like military and got a clearance was my buddy who I told you guys about earlier.
Yeah.
He got his job and he's gonna see if he can upgrade his. But dude, besides him and Simone Bees, those are the only people that I truly know who actually have a clearance. Besides another creator, she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But those are the only people that I know who have a clearance without going straight through the military to get it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying go through the military and get it, but it's definitely hard out here.
Right.
Like, it's definitely difficult for people to get a clearance. Just a regular civilian getting a clearance.
Like you said, the only people, majority of people that I see with one did serve some time in the military or some government type of agency. Now, a lot of people in the DC area, a lot of those people got one because it's a lot of government jobs in that area. And I feel like if you want one, probably without going through the military, that's probably the area that you want to be in. But like he said, it's definitely difficult to get one. And probably the fast track to get it, like he said, get you some military time in so you can, get that clearance, man, if that's something that you really want to pursue. So we're going to dip into some fun topics here right now. So like I said, I know social media is going up. Like I said, I know you got thousands of followers on TikTok, thousands of followers on Instagram. Just tell me about how you, how you brand yourself and, how you grew that type of audience and, what your work process is like how you post your content and, just how the content game has changed your life and, has, changed how the way you do things.
So, I didn't start taking my second page super serious until I think I was getting out of the military.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to do, honestly, because I wanted to be professional. I wanted to be like, some OMBs where, they're talking, stuff like that. You look at a camera and then you press record, stuff like that. But I couldn't do it that way.
Yeah.
Because one thing I like doing is teaching people and then being funny. If I can make you laugh and teach you something new, that's definitely my goal.
Yeah.
And I feel like my audience has definitely gotten used to that because I do a lot of floating head content where I just make people laugh. That's what I like to do.
Yeah.
But I can't just sit here and be like, this is what you do, this, that, and the third.
Right.
No, that's not me at all.
Yeah.
But the way I brand myself, I let my employers know. I'm like, hey, this is what I do. They definitely were like, his social media is out there, but like, as long as he doesn't talk about work. And I'm like, that's fine with me. As long as I'm not making videos in the compound,
right.
As long as I'm not, trying to bring in my phone to record what I do,
right.
I leave that stuff completely out of it.
Yeah.
Because one, I got a clearance. I'm not trying to put that in a situation where I can't have it anymore. I'm not trying to lose it. But when it comes to branding, I'll do a couple videos every so often.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to doing something super important, like I did a video recently where I failed a lab that I was doing, and it was because I missed something so simple. But I made that video, and those videos where I'm super serious, I post them on LinkedIn because
LinkedIn is a different audience. Yeah,
interviewers love that.
Yeah,
like especially when they know you're good, what you're talking about because you can teach it. Mm-hmm. So when I got to the job I'm at now, my trainer was like, yo, we're going to learn multicast. You're going to teach me tomorrow. So what you're going to do is learn about multicast tonight. Now, whatever, I'm going to let you go home, study it, but you're going to teach me what multicast is tomorrow. Mm-hmm. So as soon as I got home, got there around maybe like 1 o'clock, and I set up my phone. I studied for maybe like an hour, and I set up my phone, sat in front of my lab. I stood there and I explained what multicast was, what it did, what was the purpose, and everything that you needed to know baseline. Because if you can explain it to thousands of people, I feel like you can explain it to just one and not feel bad about it.
Right.
And that's just how I made sure like I'm able to teach myself and others. Because if I can teach it to others, I can most definitely teach it to myself.
Right. And I agree with that, man. And like he said, another important thing he said, using your platforms for the type of audience that's on each platform. Like I do a lot of tutorial videos like Windows troubleshooting and GRC type content. And those are the type of labs and stuff that I post on LinkedIn. Like I said, my technology commentary videos are more raw takes, you know what I'm saying? And they give like you said, when you're a content creator, you want to be engaging. You don't want to be dry. I feel like a lot of creators in technology out here are kind of dry. Like, I just want people to know you can still be a technology and still have a personality. Yeah, it's what we do for money. It's our career. But at the same time, people are more relatable to you when you can give out content that they actually find funny, something that they actually want to watch. And that's a good, I feel like a good skill to have in your toolkit when you're putting out content is to actually have something that people want to watch and not just be dry all the time. So, that's something that I think you hit the nail on the head with, exactly, with just, how engaging your content is when you be doing the sped up voices and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like that's really something that I find unique, bro. And that's good stuff. So, we talked about business and branding. We talked about your day-to-day and networking. We talked about certifications, man. So One thing I wanted to ask you. So, what was the craziest job you had before you got into tech? Like, what other type of things were you doing before you got into tech? Or what?
Oh man. So I think my first job was at Popeyes.
Okay.
Oh my God. I was the only guy working there. So being around a bunch of women was kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
It was definitely something new because I was definitely not used to that.
Yeah.
And dude, it was rough. Definitely don't like working fast food.
Yeah.
Then my second job was at Culver's. But I think the most crazy job that I ever had was probably, I think, working Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, Amazon, dude. Could not.
What, you loading trucks?
No, I was a picker.
Oh, okay.
So like so first day, orientation, cool, that's great.
Yeah.
But as soon as you get on the floor, they're like, all right, guys, you have your devices, you have your carts, go grab stuff and meet us back here in 4 hours. And I was like, 4 hours?
Yeah.
I thought this was just orientation.
Yeah.
You're starting me right now? Yes.
Yeah, bro.
My shift started as soon as I walked in the building. And when I tell you, like, I couldn't stand working there, I just couldn't, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I could not stand working there because, one, my body was aching. I was walking all day. And people look at me and be like, oh, you're young. You'll be fine. Yeah. Brother, I'm 90% disabled. My hips hurt. My knees hurt. My feet hurt. I can't do that anymore.
Right.
Because when I was in the military, but back then, like, I thought I was, fit.
Yeah.
Now Amazon humbled me.
You said I can't do this the rest of my life.
No. Which is why, like, I make videos telling people, like, you're young and you're working a warehouse job, bro. Just come on over to tech.
Right.
Like, if you don't want to work a warehouse job, bro, get that CCNA, do some labs, get some experience, go work at your mom and pop shop where they're repairing computers and stuff, and work your way up from there.
Yeah.
Because it's not hard, but it's not easy. It takes time. Mm-hmm. And I don't like seeing young people risk their bodies for minimum wage.
Yeah. Because
I made a video about this, I think, a couple of days ago. You could be getting paid more than someone who's working in a sweatshop like Amazon, for example, and you could be getting paid just to either watch YouTube or study. Mm-hmm. All you have to do is get your CCNA, start applying, get some hands-on experience, stuff like that. You could be working a knock like me, where you're just studying, watching YouTube, and you go home. Yeah. Or you could work in a SOC, get your CISA Plus, and yeah, that's all you have to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely agree with that, man. Like you were saying, a lot of people, man, it takes that drive to want to do it too. A lot of people don't have that internal, they don't have that dog in them to, hey, on my free time, instead of going to hang out with friends, instead of going to do this, I'm a lab and study certifications. A lot of people don't want to take that step to better themselves, but look at me and Josh, man, we're regular people. Like, so it's really, wanting to have that will to actually wanting to do better with your life and wanting to take that time aside so that it'll pay off in the long run and, further your career and do a skill or do a job that, like you said, won't have you working in an Amazon warehouse. Nothing against Amazon workers, but at the same time, we're just saying that, you have to have that drive, you have to have that mind to put stuff that's not a priority to the side and focus on the things that you want to learn to further your career. So I agree with that. So one more thing I was gonna say. Let's see. I had a couple more topics. So since you hit 6 figures, was they have you made any wild purchases or?
Oh boy, man! Like, so when I first hit 6 figures, man, I didn't know what to do. I was like, bro, I'm gonna buy Jordans. I'm gonna buy all the things I couldn't buy when I was a young kid. Yeah. Like, I recently just bought a bottle of Creed. That shit ran me $250. I was like, for this small this small bottle. Yeah. That, I was like, good God, bro. Yeah. And people are like, you shouldn't be driving the car you're driving. It's called saving. Yeah. Hold on. Because I realized I had to definitely save money. I have an apartment. I make decent money.
Yeah.
Like at 23, I was definitely not expecting to be here.
Right.
So with being where I'm at now, those purchases, like when I turned 23 and I got this job, I was like,
yeah,
yes, sir. I'm about to buy all the things I wanted. Like I got like 5 pairs of Jordans.
Yeah.
Like I went crazy on some dunks. And then bro, it was something different, man, because all my bills are paid within maybe like I could pay all my bills in one check.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, not a lot of people can do that. Yeah. And I'm not trying to shame all the people who can't.
Right.
It's just, it's crazy. And people will tell me like, oh, money doesn't buy happiness. Money sure does put a smile on my face. It does. Like, especially when it hits my account, I get paid tomorrow. I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Especially when I want to buy something and it doesn't put a dent in my pocket. The only thing I really got to worry about is my girl. That's it.
Yeah.
Because girls are expensive. Expensive, man. They're just expensive. But I love my girl, and I'm okay with that. She's expensive. She knows she has a good dude, and I know I got a good girl, so I'm okay with what I have. I love what I have.
Nice. And I agree, man. Once you see them 6-figure checks start hitting, like that mindset is different when you seeing them, and it's just like he said, like he's only 23 and already making that kind of money, and I didn't hit 6 figures till I was 30, so it was like I still had that same mindset when I first seen it. I was like, wow, okay, I got to be smart with it. Like he said, make sure you got your bills covered and everything else. Then you can delegate it out how you want to. But, that's the reward of y'all see when you dip into these things that a lot of people don't have the patience to try to learn, then it can be rewarding. So, this should be some motivation to y'all to, actually want to, learn some things that can make y'all this type of money. Okay, so let me see. I don't know how much time we got here. Let me see. So we're gonna do a quick game real quick. So you prefer remote work or on-site work?
Oh man, I prefer remote work. Yeah, man. I miss being at home because it feels like when you're at home, nothing really happens.
Yeah,
like if you're at home, nothing really happens. But when you're at work, there's always something to do.
Yeah.
There's always something to do. Like, bro, imagine working from home and nothing goes off. You're like, all right, cool. We chilling. I ain't got to troubleshoot nothing. No sites have gone down today. Yeah. I'm going to go to sleep. I'm going to take a nap even. Yeah. I might go to the park. Might, go play the game. Yeah. But as soon as you get in the crib and then you're like, okay, cool. Let me go home. Let's we got to call you back into site. Like, wait, I just got home. Yeah. My shift is over. What's going on? No, you're the only person who's on who can be on site right now. I'm like, all right, whatever. Yeah. Cool. Whatever.
I agree. And I think as tech professionals, we all prefer the remote setting. But I feel like I do prefer remote, like you said, because you can dip and dab into other things when it's not busy. But at the same time, I feel like I am kind of more productive when I'm in the office because all you got to focus on in the office is work. You know what I'm saying? You can dip and dive on your phone, but it ain't like when you at home. So, definitely prefer remote work too. My next question was, so people getting in tech, certs or degrees? What you think is more important?
Ooh. So I'll be very honest with you. I'd say certifications because a degree is cool. Mm-hmm. But if you get a degree, a lot of the stuff that you go over within the curriculum of your degree / program, it's going to be outdated. Yep. It's going to be very outdated. Like, unless you have one of those super prestigious schools, it's going to be outdated information that you're going off of. Mm-hmm. Because I was going to UMGC for cybersecurity technology, and I was like, what is this? Yeah. This is old. Like, all this stuff is super old. Yeah. Like, I've never seen any of this stuff. And I looked it up and I'm like, this is old. Yeah. Why am I studying this? But I ended up, like, leaving UMGC because it didn't fit. It wasn't a fit for me. And I couldn't afford it at the time. But I'd say certifications because everything that is in those certifications, everything that is covered by those certifications are modern.
Yeah.
And it's something that you can apply like as soon as you pass. As soon as you start studying, you can apply it. But a lot of the stuff that you go over with a degree, it's old. And sure, degrees don't expire.
Right.
But with certifications, you can always level up.
And it stays current, you know? So I agree with that, man. Like we were saying earlier, man, get that Sec Plus. Y'all out there listening, make sure y'all get that Sec Plus. And like I said, we touched on a lot of topics today, guys. I hope y'all learned something. Like I said, we got a 23-year-old six-figure network engineer right here. We in North Carolina with it, man. So like I said, make sure y'all follow us on all social media. I'm ByteSizedBalance on Instagram, TikTok, on all platforms, YouTube as well. I got a lot of more content coming for you guys. I'm actually going to do a review on my master's in IT management, and anybody who want to get into that program, I'm going to give y'all the rundown and exactly how the process was with everything with that. And Josh, why don't you tell them where to find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at Josh Tech J0SH_TE, no, T3CH, on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Hey.
Yeah, so again, this your boy Tab with ByteSizedBalance with my guy Josh. And y'all make sure y'all follow the channel, and we out.